Hi, I'm Rob Roose, Territory Manager in Northeast Iowa with Pioneer. Joining me is Aaron Prestemon. We get a lot of questions about planting date and how that relates to yield. Well, the answer to that is like many other things in agronomy. Depends. First things first, we want to make sure conditions are right when we put the planter in the ground. That's most important. Secondly, it's not just date, but also as you can see on the map, rainfall is going to have an effect as well. But now Aaron's got just a couple slides he wants to go through that's going to prove some of this data out.
I'm Aaron Prestemon, agronomist in the very northeast corner of Iowa. But when we look at the overall yield trends for yield and planting date, the overall trend is when we plant early and the conditions are fit, we're rewarded for doing so. As you can see, the early planting window, we had some growers that went hard in this window and some that didn't. It was our highest yielding locations, April 15th and earlier. And as you look at the entire month of April, it held a very solid yield trend. We started to see a slight decline as we went into late May. After that, responding to the planting date.
Along with date, maturity is often also plays a part. As you can see in all locations throughout Northeast Iowa, as we go from earlier maturities to later, we are rewarded with higher yields.
The other part of our data set is the response to planting date in these soybean yields. Growers often are planting earlier and getting more excitement about planting soybeans before corn. Well, this year was no exception. We saw our highest yields before April 26 at 81 bushels. And compare and contrast that if you planted soybeans at the very end of the planting season, May 30th and after, being 15 bushels less. So this is huge. The profitability of soybeans oftentimes hinges on planting them early.
That concludes this Pioneer Agronomy video podcast. Visit our page on pioneer.com and follow us on Twitter and Facebook for more agronomy insights.